Hi, Peter Eddie here. Now today's date is October 9th, 2023. It happens to be John Lennon's birthday. John Lennon was born on October 9th, 1940. John would have been 83 years old today if he wasn't killed. So just imagine that. Imagine John Lennon would have never gotten killed. How much great music we would have today. How much more music we would have. 43 years of music. If he decided that he wants to write more and more and more. But it didn't happen. So I thought maybe it would be appropriate today, since it's his birthday, to rank his studio albums. Now, most people would say, not most people, a lot of people would say he had 8 studio albums. I'm not talking about live albums or the little crazy albums he put out in the beginning, like the Winning album and the two versions. I'm not going to count that. What I'm counting is only the studio albums. But some people feel that Milk and Honey, which was made after he died, is considered a Lennon album. But Lennon had really much to do with it. And it was really Yoko's idea of putting all these other songs together. It wasn't a bad idea, because we had more music from John. We had some good songs from John in it. We had Nobody Told Me, Grow Old With Me, Borrow Time. A lot of nice songs. But I don't know if I particularly would call that a Lennon album, because he had nothing to do with the production. He had nothing to do with making it. And you don't even know if he was alive and what he would want on the album, what he wouldn't want on the album. It was sort of like a second double fantasy album where you had half John and half Yoko. Maybe John wanted to do a complete album by himself and have Yoko do a complete album by herself. So maybe some of those songs would be on the next album, and maybe 6 more songs, or 7 more, 8 more songs of his own. We don't know, because he wasn't around to do it. So I don't really call that a Lennon album. So I would say, personally, that there is 7 John Lennon solo albums that he personally was involved with. So I'm not going to count Milk and Honey. I told you what I think were good songs in it. Go Old With Me, Nobody Told Me, Borrow Time, songs like that. Those are all good songs. And rightfully so, it should have been released. Yes, it should have been released, which it was. Because we want to hear everything John did. Okay, I can't wait to hear the new Beatles song of Now and Then. Well, who knows when that will come out? I think now they're saying December. Let's see. It would have been nice if it came out on his birthday. It came out today, but it didn't. So anyway, it's probably going to come out December. You know, around that time. In what form? I don't know. Is it going to be in a wider on the red and blue albums? I don't know. Is it going to be something else? I don't know. We don't know yet. But we will know before the year's over. So today I want to do, since it's his birthday, the 7 studio albums, ranking the 7 studio albums of John Lennon. Okay, number 7. If I were to say the 8, there's 8, and we're counting Milk and Honey, I would put Milk and Honey in the bottom. That would be number 8. But I'm not going to do that. So we're going to start with 7. 7, I think the 7th album is John Lennon's Rock and Roll album. Now, the reason I picked that is because it's all old songs. It's all covers. And, I like when Lennon writes, new material, his own stuff. There's nothing there is his own. It's all, rock and roll covers. There's some good covers there. Stand By Me probably stands out as the big song of the album. But I think McCartney did a better job of songs from rock, cover songs from rock and roll. But okay, so that's my number 7. Number 6, Double Fantasy. Is the price is not a little higher? I think I put in number 6 because even though it's a Lennon album and he had to do with it, he was alive. It was his last album, of course. You all know what happened. It's only half a Lennon album, and Yoko, it's here for Yoko. When I listen to a John Lennon album, I like to hear a whole album of Lennon. And maybe that's what he should have did. Maybe he should have combined, the Double Fantasy with Milk and Honey. And he could have had, like at least 5 more songs from Milk and Honey to add on the Double Fantasy. And not have Yoko doing any songs, and maybe have Yoko doing her own album. I think maybe he felt that it would be more successful for Yoko if it was with him. And that's why they did it that way. So, it has very good songs, just like Starting Over, I'm Losing You, Woman, Washing the Wheels. It's very good Lennon songs. Very good. But I think that's the reason why I have it low. It's because it's half a Lennon's album. Okay. Number 5. Sometimes in New York City. And many people say this is his worst album. I don't know. I don't think it's his worst album. There's some good songs on it. Woman is the End of the World. It's a good song. I mean, he probably today he wouldn't be able to record a song like that. But you know how he was, always outspoken and all that. He didn't mean anything bad by that. He just what he meant was that women aren't treated right. John St. Clair, New York City. New York City is a great song. It's probably the best song in the album. Attic Estate. Good songs there. But very political album. Very political. That's Look in the Irish on there? I think so. Look in the Irish. Look Up the Irish. That's on there. Very good songs, but very political, and maybe too political for some people. So that's why a lot of people think that it's not such a great album. Okay, so that's bring me to number 4. Number 4, Walls and Bridges. It's a very good album. It's great songs. Number 9, Dream. Got Going Down on Love. Whatever Gets You Through the Night with Elton John. What You Got. You know the song, What You Got. You don't know what you got until you lose it. Steel and Glass, song about himself. It's a good album. This album was when he was with Meg. When he was separated from Yoko. And it was with Meg. May, I mean. Yeah. Okay, so that's 4. Now the top 3. These are the top 3 albums. Number 3, Mind Games. Great album, Mind Games. Very a lot of people don't. Some people don't like it so much, but I think it's one of his greatest. It has Mind Games and Tight As and Intuition and At the Blue. It's a very nice love song. It's pure Lennon. The way Lennon. It's 100% Lennon. It's a great album. It was made in 73. I think it was made in 73. It should have, it's 50 years old. They should have come out with a deluxe album for that. No less. Okay, top 2. A lot of people have just switched around my 2 and not my number 1. So I think for number 2, Imagine. The Imagine album. Great album. Has Imagine, has Joe is Guy, has How Do You Sleep, the song that he ranked out on McCartney. There's a little feud in the albums between Paul and John, unfortunately. Paul didn't have too many people. Too many people preaching practices. Book of talking about John. And John comes back with How Do You Sleep? The only thing you did was yesterday. The freaks were right when they said you were dead. I'm glad they made up before he died. Yeah. Okay, so it's a very good album. Oh, Yoko. Nice love song for you to Yoko. That was the number 2. But my number 1, Lennon at his best. Even John Lennon said this is his best work. He said this is my best work. Plastic Ono Band. By the way, Yoko has a Plastic Ono Band where she does all her songs. And Lennon and Yoko is for the Lennon album, Plastic Ono Band. You have Yoko and then Lennon is right behind her, and then you have for the Yoko album, you have Lennon and Yoko like this, laying behind her, and then you have all of Yoko songs. I never really listened to that. I didn't buy it. I didn't listen. But the Plastic Ono Band by John Lennon is a great album. And every single song is great on it. Every single song. Starts off, and it's him in a kind of little bit this depressed state where he just broke up with the Beatles, and he's telling it like it is. First song, Mother, where he didn't have a great relationship with his mother, didn't have a great relationship with his father, great song. Hold On John, also a great song. I Found Out, talking about drugs. He found out the hard way that the drugs didn't really work too well. Working Class Hero. That's one of the first times I heard the F-bomb in a record. Lennon did it a couple of times in the song. But what can you do? It was like a little shocking. 1970, they have a song with the F-bomb in it. And, Working Class Hero, Isolation, Remember, Well, 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 God. God is a song where he's just saying he doesn't believe in anything anymore except Yoko and him. And he says, I don't believe in all this religion. I don't believe it. Not that he didn't believe in religion. He was just a little depressed. And then he's going into music. I don't believe in Elvis. I don't believe in Zimmerman, which is Bob Dylan. I don't believe in Beatles. I just believe in me. Yoko and me. Okay, so that's a great album. Lennon at his best. His best writing, his best singing, his best performing. Okay, so those are my albums again. It's in number 7, Rock and Roll. Of course, if I had a number 8, I would say Milk and Honey. But I don't have a number 8. Because I don't feel it's a Lennon album. Because Lennon wasn't involved. He was gone. He was gone. Taken away from us. Okay, so number 7, Rock and Roll. Number 6, Double Fantasy. Number 5, Sometime in New York City. Number 4, Walls and Bridges. Number 3, Mind Games. Number 2, Imagine. And number 1, Plastic Ono Band. 7 albums. You can imagine how many albums he would have had now if he was alive. Even if he did it one album a year. He's gone 43 years. Could have had 43 more albums or 40 more albums. Could have had close to 50 albums now. All his music. Look at all the great music we're missing. Also, that's not the only reason to mourn. I mean, it's a life. Life of a great man. Some people don't call him a great. He's not so great, and but it is. He said he was no angel. He's no angel. Nobody's an angel. But as far as the Beatles go, it's one of the top Beatles. You gotta respect him. You gotta respect his music. I personally am a McCartney man. My favorite Beatle has been McCartney throughout the years. Lennon being number 2. But he's very much missed, and I feel that if he was around now, he might have surpassed McCartney. He might have did better in his music than McCartney did. Oh well, what can we do? So that's it for today, guys. Have a great day. We'll be seeing you.